everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today with Thrifty Thursday, Thrifty Connects. Please check my description box to see the channels and the hashtags for these fun collaborations on creativity and thrifting here on YouTube. I don't have a huge haul today, just a little one, but I wanted to share it because it's nice. I think some cool different stuff. So first, we have this book, The Imperial Collection of Audubon Animals. And it's a nice big book, and it's like Audubon birds, but this time it's animals. So this is illustrated by John James Audubon and John Woodhouse Audubon, and it's from 1967. So here we begin with John James Audubon and a little write-up all about him, and then we get into page after page of the beautiful illustrated animals, the possum, the shrew, water shrew, all of the shrews, and it's just really pretty plates. Then go from the back here, so we have antelope, moose, white-tailed deer, bobcat. Okay, I love that he captured the bobcat, like, you know, doing the cat thing that cats do when they're just being rude, bathing themselves. Bobcat, ocelot, river otter. Well, this wolverine looks kind of insane. But it's got that, you know, classic, beautiful illustration style where, you know, the Audubons really had sort of a certain style in how they depicted things. Very animated, I'd say, like realistic, but slightly less so. Oops, my light is flashing. I gotta shut that off. I will fix that light, I promise. Flying squirrel, red squirrel, fox squirrel. I'm like totally in love with the fox squirrel. Red-bellied eastern gray. There's so many squirrels. The Mexican ground squirrel, so cute. I really fell in love with the squirrels. That's what made me get this book. But snowshoe hare. Just pretty illustrations. Then I got a magazine. It's one that I haven't seen before. In Her Garden, Inspiration for Making Things Grow. And it's just a really cozy, pretty magazine, you know, about women and gardening. Some of my favorite topics. And she makes these cute little, look at this, my favorite plants for culinary use. Blue spruce, wood sorrel, cornflower, calendula, rosehip, and dandelion. And she makes these like little fairy bouquet. So yeah, I can't wait to dig into reading this. And then I probably will use it in journaling. Pressed flower coasters. There's always cute projects in these kind of books. So yeah, I thought that was a nice magazine. And then I got this. It's a little ceramic dish that I got for 99 cents. And I bought it because I need another like dish for my watercolors, and this one is cute. I'm guessing this is a thumb hold to maybe if you're making creme caramel, you could flame it and you could hold on to it, or it's for picking it up out of the oven. But for me, it's just going to be a nice little rest for my brush, so that's the plan for that. And then I got this little stamp. Let me pull this off. This store, they always put the sticker over the most important part of everything. It's so weird. So this says, stitch by stitch, thread by thread, I've sewn this together with lots of love, handcrafted by, and it's got a little needle and thread there. I thought that was very cute. Oh, and some cotton candy slime for my son, which I will take up to him. Okay, now this is actually kind of bananas. I got these bags of charms that are going to be really nice for journal charms. So this one, there's a whole whack of them in here. There's a jewelry store in the nearby area that just closed down, and it was one of those closures where like it was closed down by the bank kind of thing, so everything got liquidated and brought to this specific thrift store. So these are the tree charms. And you know, you could put cabochons in those gaps if you wanted to, or fill them with like stickles or something, or not at all. They just look really cool on their own. So that's that one, and I don't need all these little bags. I'm going to put these in my cabinet later, my finding cabinet. And then the next one is these little, they're like hammered brass flat buttons, and I love how flat they are. Those would be so good for so many things in journaling because they don't take up any space, right? They're just flat little metal findings. And then these ones, same kind of deal in that they're nice and flat, but I think these are better as like journal charms. But I could put them on tags too, and they're just little hammered, like textured, you know, bits. Oopsies. So yeah, they're fun. They have a little loop there for threading. Okay. All brassy stuff here. And then this one. These bags, by the way, were $1 each, because what happened is the lady told me, she's like, there was just so much of it that we're overwhelmed, because like it's sort of, the theory she had is that the store, they probably overbought stock and they didn't survive post-COVID stresses. So there was just boxes and boxes of stock in the back that they hadn't even put on their shelves. And they think that the person who was running the bead store actually has now left Canada and gone back to wherever they were from. And yeah, they're gone. But these have two little loops here. And then this could be, you know, left as is, or filled with a cabochon or resin or paint. These would be fun little paint, like little quarter, you know, pan paint things too. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with those. I've got a bunch of ideas kind of brewing in the brain. Little tiny punch out pictures could go in those. They're just like a little frame for whatever you want. And that's just another one of the trees. At first I thought it was $1 for the little bag, and that's when she said, no, it's the whole bag. We have so many, I need to clear these out, because also they're really heavy. So, you know, because they're all metal. So, yeah, it's kind of hard for thrift stores to manage that kind of thing. As nice of a donation as it is, it's kind of like a lot. And these are buttons that sort of look like botanical or like a lily pad. See, they've got these lines in them and a little loop there, and that's what the back looks like. So I only grabbed a few of these. There was tons and tons and tons of bags, and way more than what I have here, like all different designs. But you know, there was a time I probably would have bought a lot more, but now is not that time for me. And then these ones, they have a hole in the center and then little, you know, divots all around. So those are great too. Those are also nice for sitting on top of a round, like a large round bead if you're beading. Or the little bags that I took out from the big bags. These are separate, and I love these. They are sort of for like encapsulating another bead, but you don't have to. They kind of just look like a coral or something to me. Like they're like little cups, but they can hang too, right? Like that. They could just hang. Or you could, you know, put them together like so, and they'd make like an egg. You could probably even like layer them up, and they would make kind of like a fun floral type bowl. And they're very nice and lightweight. Okay, what else? All right, one last one. These ones. Come out. So these are like little deer's heads, and you can, you know, the eye is just this blank. But look how cool those are. You know, they've got these at the bottom, so you could put bodies on them. And I was thinking about making like little anthropomorphic paper dolls. So this could be the head and then the paper doll. I would make it from different pieces and brad it together and it could hang. So yeah, I have about a million ideas for these beads. Probably I'll do some kind of craft along with them. At some point, we'll make some fun stuff with them. But that's the gist. That's everything. Not a huge haul today, I know that, but in terms of stuff, it's a decent amount of stuff that you know, I'm going to put it all away now. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, may the thrifting fairies be with you. Bye for now.